Hello there, welcome to today's presentation, which is on excellent understanding and application of academic research methodology. Let us start off by seeing some of the key definitions. Academic research. It is a systematic and structured investigation carried out to generate new knowledge, to verify existing knowledge, or solve a specific problem within an academic or scientific field. What is research methodology? This refers to the overall systematic approach and rationale guiding the research process to answer a research question or test a hypothesis. This research methodology explains why specific designs and methods are chosen and the philosophical or theoretical framework behind them. Research methods. Research methods are the specific techniques. Remember, the methodology is overall. Research methods are specific techniques, procedures, or tools used to collect, to analyze, to measure a study. They include questionnaires, interviews, observations, experiments, or statistical tests. Research methods are part of research methodology. Methods are what you use to collect and analyze data, while methodology is the overall approach and rationale explaining why and how those methods are chosen. Research methodology components include study design and rationale. Research design is the overall plan or blueprint that explains how a study will be conducted to answer the research question that should be clearly described. Research approach, which is also known as methods. And this is the data collection strategy, which is either quantitative, qualitative, or with mixed methods. Study area or setting. Study area is the geographical location of the research, while setting is the environment or context in which the study takes place. Study population or participants refers to the entire group of individuals or units that a researcher is interested in studying and to whom the study findings are intended to apply. These are the total group of individuals or elements with common characteristics from which a sample is drawn for a study. Inclusion and exclusion criteria. These are rules used in research to decide who can and who cannot participate in a study. Sample size and sampling technique. This is the number of participants or units selected from the target population, that is the sample size. And the sampling technique is the method used to select the sample. And a researcher has to be sure that the sample size and the sampling technique is appropriate. Research instruments. These are tools used to collect data like the questionnaires, like the interview guides and observation checklists. Piloting or pre-testing. This is the testing of the research instruments, all tools, on a small group similar to the study population before the main study. And the importance is to identify unclear questions, to estimate the time needed, or to be able to detect errors in the tools. Then you move to validity of instruments. And validity of instruments refers to whether the instrument measures what it is intended to measure or to ensure accuracy and appropriateness of the tool. Reliability of instruments. This one refers to the consistency of the instrument when used repeatedly, like the test and latest reliability and the internal consistency. Data collection and analysis. These are procedures used to collect and analyze data, including statistical or qualitative software that are well stated and match the objectives. And here you can have different data collection and analysis for every objective. Results dissemination plan. This is a planned process of a researcher or you as a student of sharing research findings with relevant audiences using various channels so that the results can be used for practice, for policy making, for education, or for further research. It can be done at research workshops, seminars, scientific conferences, or during policy briefs. Then you move to ethical considerations. And these are the principles that guide researchers to protect participants' rights, participants' safety, and well-being during research. Key ethical principles. Informed consent. Participants must be fully informed about the study and participation must be voluntary. Informed consent must be obtained before data collection. Confidentiality and privacy. Meaning personal information must not be disclosed. Use of codes instead of names is much recommended. Data should be stored securely. Participants should not be identifiable in reports or even during publications. Beneficence. A study should aim to benefit participants and the society. Non-maleficence. The study should not cause any physical, psychological, or social harm to the participants and even to the society. Right to withdraw. The participants must be informed that they have the right to withdraw at any stage without penalty. Justice must be applied. This is fair selection and treatment of participants. No exploitation of vulnerable groups or bias selection. Ethical approval as a key ethical consideration. And here, approval must be obtained from a recognized ethics review committee. Study variables. What are they? These are characteristics or numbers or quantities that can be measured, that can be manipulated by the researcher or observed in research. Study variables are identified in the objectives and research questions, but they are fully described and operationalized in the methodology section. Then we have the independent variable. What are they? This is the variable the researcher changes, the researcher controls or selects, and it is the cause or influencing factor. It comes first in the study design or conceptual framework. Dependent variable, this is the variable that is measured or observed. It is the end results. It is the effect or outcome. And the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. Independent variable causes change, while dependent variable shows the results. Confounding factor or variable. It is a variable that is related to both the independent and dependent variable and can distort the relationships between the dependent and independent variable. And this confounding factor is beyond the researcher's control. So a researcher has to know what are the factors which can influence the results, which are not within the design. Control variable. Control variable is a variable kept constant by the researcher or adjusted to minimize bias. Intervening variable or intermediate variable explains the process through which the independent variable affects the dependent variable. These are the middle variables. Though not all research designs have the intervening variable. Research types or classifications. Research types can be classified based on the purpose, approach or methods, design, time, setting, data source, and objective. Why do we need to know the types of classifications? It is crucial to note that the type of your research can direct you to the right design and methods. Types of research by purpose. We have basic, which is also known as pure or fundamental research, which develops new knowledge or theory. Then we have applied research, which solves practical or real-world problems. We have action research, which improves practice while the action is ongoing, like the nursing practice. We have evaluation research, which assesses the effectiveness of programs or interventions. We have operational research, which improves systems, like the health systems, improves services, like the healthcare services, or processes. Then we have translational research, which moves research findings into clinical practice. Then we have research by approach or nature of data, where we have quantitative research, which uses numerical data and statistics. We have qualitative research, which explores experiences, meanings, and perceptions. Or we have mixed methods research, which combines qualitative and quantitative approaches. Types of research by study design. We have quantitative designs, which includes experimental research, randomized controlled trials, true experimental, quasi-experimental, non-experimental research, descriptive, correlational, comparative, and survey research. Then we have qualitative designs, which includes phenomenological research, ethnographic research, grounded theory, case study, narrative, and historical research. Types of research by time frame. We have cross-sectional research, which most students use because of time and finance. Then we have longitudinal research, which is data collected over a long period. We have prospective, which looks forward in time. We have retrospective, which looks back in time. Then types of research by setting. Here we have the field research. It could be laboratory research, clinical area research, community-based research, or institution-based research. Then types of research by data source. We have primary research, which first-hand data collected by the researcher. We have secondary research, which uses existing data. Then we have others like systematic review, meta-analysis, and scoping review. Types of research by objective. We have exploratory research, which investigates new and unclear problems. We have descriptive research, which describes characteristics of frequency, analytical research, which tests hypotheses, explanatory research, which explains cause and effect relationships, predictive research that focuses on forecasting future outcomes or behaviors based on existing or historical data. Predictive uses statistical algorithms and machine learning. Types of research by health and medical focus. Here we have clinical research, epidemiological research, public health research, health systems research, nursing research, biomedical research, among others. Then types of research by control level. These are observational research, which includes cohort studies, case study, cross-sectional studies, and interventional research studies. What is the importance of a study design? It ensures validity and reliability. A proper design minimizes bias, controls confounding factors, and accurately measures outcomes, making results trustworthy and repeatable. That is the importance of study design, ensuring that validity and reliability are of quality. And that one means the results are trustworthy, true picture, and they are repeatable. Then we have another importance, which is providing structure. The design provides structure, and this is a roadmap outlining methods for data collection, sampling, and analysis, keeping the research focused and on track to meet objectives. It also matches question to method, and this one reduces inconsistencies. By matching questions to method, it aligns the research approach with a specific question. It aligns with the context and the available resources, ensuring the right type of evidence is gathered. It also enhances applicability. A well-chosen design improves the generalizability of findings, allowing research to be applied to broader populations or real-world settings. It also guides ethical and practical considerations by integrating practical and ethical constraints from the outset, that is from the beginning of a study. And this prevents issues on the process of doing the study. Thank you for your attention. If you get this information useful, don't forget to like and subscribe.